Hello everybody, it's Mo on the go with another show. And today, guess what? We are celebrating Mother's Day. Yeah, mothers like me. Woo woo! I am so excited because guess what? It's my day today, along with very many other mothers who were lucky enough to have babies and keep them and raise them, and all those, of course, who have carried babies who unfortunately were not able to raise them to term. But you know what? We celebrate Mother's Day anyway. Okay, guys? All of us were born by mothers. Like the moon and the sun, yeah, she's worth more than gold. Yes, she is, like the stars in the sky. Yeah, she's worth more than diamonds. She's worth more than silver. Yes, I am a special kind of woman. Yeah, Imama ya Bwabwaya. Hey, Ngozi Chukwu Bonkeya. She's a virtuous woman. Maka enzi nwanyi duko. Yeah, oh, Imama ya Agwaya. Oh, Ngozi Chukwu Bonkeya. She's a virtuous woman, virtuous woman. Duko. Oh. You know what, guys? You know what? Motherhood. It's a trip, I tell you. I have my mother, and I can tell you it's a trip. Ask my son. He's the one who made me a mother. He knows exactly what he did to me to make me a mother. I didn't even know that a human being could grow inside me like that one. I was so surprised when I looked at that kid and I said, my goodness, this guy's going to have to pay rent one day. Are you kidding? 9 months of free rent. Oh, that's not going to happen. Well, it did happen, people. And he came, and not only did he take rent, he took food and he took everything from me. But I'll tell you what, it's a joy and it's a blessing. And I'm not complaining at all, I'm just making fun of it. I'll tell you what, guys. So, what do we know about motherhood? Motherhood has changed me. I was a young girl. I was in my early 20s, or should I say mid-20s when I had him. I was a single mom, out in another country, so far away, with nobody around, no support, no psychosocial support, nothing, you know, from my regular baby family. At the same time, I was a single mom on top of that. Woo! Getting pregnant, you're in school, you know, you kind of disappoint the parents, you know. The parents, me being, first of all, the firstborn, woo, they were very disappointed. But you know what? I really appreciate their reaction, especially my dad's reaction. You know what he told me? He said, okay, so now that you have gotten diploma, remember to bring home the degree. Can you imagine? Where do you think I get this humor from? That guy is funny. My mom, on the other hand, went round to all my aunties crying, oh my God, my daughter is pregnant. What am I going to do? And you know what my aunties said in the village? They said, well, so what? Don't worry about it. Is a child a wound? A child is not a wound. And for you guys who are pregnant right now and trying to figure out what you're going to do with your pregnancies, remember, a child is not a wound. A child is a gift, a big gift. Keep that baby. She's gonna, or she or he is gonna open up many doors for you as long as your attitude is positive towards the child and your pregnancy. Doesn't really matter what other people have to say. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about my funny experiences being pregnant and having a child and raising a child and trying to combine career plus motherhood and everything else. You know, we mothers, we're expected to be superwomen. You know, nobody expects a mother to say, oh, I'm tired. I'm tired of cooking for my kid. I'm tired of waking up in the middle of the night. I'm tired. I'm just tired. No, you're expected to keep going and going and going like ever-ready battery. Go, 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 you know, keep going. But I tell you what, the people who understand most what it feels like to have all this, you know, pressure on you are fellow mothers. And fellow mothers can either be positive or negative, but fortunately for me, I was surrounded by very positive energy. Fortunately. But some mothers can actually decide, okay, so there you go. You thought it was easy going with the flow? Your turn, your turn. So anyway, what was some of the things that are really difficult about raising children in this day and age, apart from cost? Let's not even talk about money because I think that's a boring subject. Everybody knows it's expensive. It's expensive everywhere in the world. But I tell you what is cheap? You know, life is expensive. You know, even just buying a pair of earrings is expensive. So don't expect a baby to be cheap. They're gonna cost you some money. But I tell you what, every child also comes with its own. You know, every child actually comes with its own resources. So don't worry about your baby. Your baby is going to have resources. Strangely enough, God puts people in the path, you know, and opens up doors for you just to make sure that that baby is well looked after. So don't think that you're going to remove that baby because, or you're not going to have the baby, or you're not going to be happy with the baby because you're poor, or you don't have money, and you don't know how you're going to raise them, and you're living in England, or you're living in America, there's no social support for kids, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? You'll be very surprised that there'll be so many doors that open up for you. So many doors. So just keep that baby there, keep the faith and hope alive, and believe me, some people are touched. They're just touched when you just mention that you have a baby, you know. Actually can open up big doors. So I'll tell you what, there were times, the only thing I can tell you is this. Those parents who are raising their children out there make me laugh these days. Because they remind me of myself in those good old days when we never had like mobile phones, for example. So maybe I'd have to work in a different city, and I'm in Nairobi. And you know, in Kenya, fortunately in Kenya, we can hire house help. I call them house managers because really, I give up all, I give up all my all my clout in the house to those people. Because if I don't, you know, they are the managers. They even manage me. So, I just let them be. But one of the things I remember one time I was really, really stressed. I was so stressed. I looked at this child, and he was like, what, 8 years old? In the house, and I just looked at him and wept. I just felt tears streaming down my eyes, and I looked at him and I said, I've been feeding you for 8 years, I've been looking after you for 8 years. How many more years do I have to go before you grow up? You know? How many years? And then I started counting my years, my own, you know, years of life. I was in my 30s by now, and I was like, oh God, I'm going to be 99 by the time you're grown up and out of this house. I've given up I started feeling sub-stories for myself. I started saying to myself, oh my God, what am I going to do? He has taken away all my youth. What's happening? Now I'm never going to be young again. I'm never going to have time to have fun again. Guess what? That pity party stopped because I called my father and I told him, you know what? My dad and I are actually pretty close. So I complained to him one day, and he told me, I just complained to him, just saying, you know what? It's so tiring. It's so difficult to raise a child, Dad. And he says, well, parenting is a sacrifice. That drove me, you know. Parenting is a sacrifice, you know. And basically what he was saying is that don't think that you were that easy to raise yourself. I had to sacrifice. Your mom and I had to sacrifice for you. It's your turn. Sacrifice for the baby too. And then on top of that, another time he also said, when I was busy driving my big car into the coast, I think I was going on safari, you know, for one of my jobs that I do out there. And he told me, don't think that babies can be raised by remote control. Remote control babies, oh my God. I'm like looking at him like, what? Remote control? Dad, do you know how hard it is to raise this child? But basically the message sunk through that I have to be kind of like hands-on parent as much as possible. Even if I do have a heavy travel schedule, I have to try my best to be hands-on parent. So you know what I did? I actually eventually had to leave that particular job and get into a kind of job where I am self-employed so that I could be there a little bit more for my son. Especially between the ages of 12 and 19, which I thought that, you know, were very, you know, ages which are kind of, he can be easily influenced by his peers. So peer pressure is really there. So these days I see parents out there with their kids and they, you know, always distracting them with gadgets, beepers, I don't know, laptops, sijui iPads, sijui what. What you need to know is, like my father told me, you cannot raise your baby by remote control. You cannot raise your son by iPad. You cannot raise your son by, you know, by anything else except you, by your word. Your word is more powerful than any of those gadgets, believe me, you know, yeah. The other thing is that you can't outsource parenting. That's what I say to myself. You know the way we go, we outsource IT and things like that. You can't outsource babies. Babies need to be looked after by you, the parent, you know. You can't outsource help. Even if you have a great house help, the best house help in the world, in the end, that house help is not going to be there with you all the time, you know. Or even if you have a great daycare center or whatever, you might have to move because of your job. Then what, you know? So you can't outsource parenting. You have to be hands-on parent. and try to be, you know, a hands-on mom, you know, as much as possible. Now, the other thing is that it takes time. It really takes time for these children to grow up. So just know that. Know that you just have to sacrifice time, but it doesn't mean not having your fun. You can still have your fun, you know, and raise your baby. Okay, so the other thing is that I was taught by motherhood is that I have to put other people first. Naturally, I had to put my son first for him to survive, you know. So many crazy things happened to me because I had him out there in the US. Actually, let me tell you, I had my son in the US and I was a student at the university. So many things were hanging in the balance. I had a paper to write and so many things. And I remember coming home and putting my son in the, you know, car seat and wrapping him all up, getting ready to go. And I actually left the house, went into the car, left my baby there in the car seat on the bed. So when I got into the car, when I was driving out, you see this top of mine? I had just finished nursing my baby. And I wasn't exactly well, you know, covered up. And I started driving backwards. So as I was looking into the mirror, I noticed, oh my goodness, I'm still in my gown or in my clothes. Where's the baby? Can you believe? I was so ashamed. I had to quickly run back upstairs. I found my baby playing and gurgling, you know. I was like, what? If only you knew, you'd have stayed here. Your mother was forgetting you. So it's not that easy to adjust to motherhood. People think, you know, you just wake up and suddenly you're a mother like that. It doesn't happen like that. So don't worry, don't get depressed, you know. Just know that it's going to take time for you to get used to having a new child in the home, okay? Now, the other thing is that children are very unpredictable, you know. Sometimes they behave in a way that you can understand, and other times you really cannot understand them. Sometimes they also look a certain way, sometimes, you know, they react a certain way. And, you know, every child comes programmed with their likes and dislikes. Just the same way, some people like caviar, other people like chapati, other people like ugali. Children also have their preferences. So when it comes to feeding a child, feed the child the food that you can see that they're enjoying. Because in the end, you can balance a lot of different kinds of foods out. So you don't have to force them and say, well, today we're going to eat rice and that's it, that's rice. If your baby doesn't like rice, maybe there's a reason. You know, it could be an allergy. For example, peas. A lot of people love feeding children peas. But sometimes children are really allergic to some of these stuffs. And it's inbuilt that they're born with these defenses. And if you force them to eat those things, then you might be putting their lives at risk. Okay, so anyway, today was just a day for me to appreciate also my own mother who gave birth to me and to appreciate her. I'm still going to take time and go see her today. You know, as you know, being a daughter, sometimes you have run-ins with mothers. Sometimes you have run-ins. So today is peacemaking day. I'm sure she's so happy. She's like, let me wait and see whether she comes to see me. Oh, well, I'm going to go see her anyway, you know, humble myself, go there and say, oh, yes, Mom, thanks very much, you know, because after all, she's my mom and there's nobody else out there apart from her, you know. So, listen to this song. She is prayerful, a woman of substance. She is so blessed, her beauty na evidence. Oganitima nakudinairu obodia. You know what? I'm struggling with this song because guess what? It's a Nigerian song. Oh, it's beautiful though. Listen to it. Noani manaria. Timunyu is here. Mesio Gadiana. Hey, Ngozi Chukubunkeya. Hey, she's a virtuous woman. Makaenzi Wanyiduko. Oh, I love African music. Wow. Imamaya. Oh, Ngozi Chukubunkeya. Yeah, she's a virtuous woman. Yeah, Makanenzi Wanyiduko. So on that note, everybody, remember to subscribe and like the Mo and Go show. I'm soon going to be on the go, showing you a lot of things. I'm not just going to be sitting here on this couch chatting with you, you know. I've got a lot more special things in store for you. So have a lovely day. Appreciate your mom. If you're a mom, love to you and hugs to your children. And blessings. Goodbye.